let's go ahead and get started. We have offensive lineman Wyatt Milum. Greg, questions?
So Wyatt, just start offensive line performance this past Saturday. So seemed to be the best one for you guys.
Yeah.
When you saw it on film, your evaluation, was that as well as you guys have played?
Yeah, I agree. That was the best we ran the ball for sure. I just think it just goes back to all the preparation throughout the week, the film study, this practice, the scout team looks. They did a great job last week. So I just think it's all of that combined, and that led to that great game.
Does it take a little while for an offensive line to sort of gel and get there, even though most of you, I mean, all you guys have played a lot? Did it still take 3-4 games to sort of get to there?
I just feel like, let's just say, offensive line, I feel like our chemistry's great in the room, but maybe just be like one person not getting their guy on one play that will that keeps us away from having an explosive run or a lone touchdown. So I just think everyone did a great job on Saturday just doing their job.
He got in, it looked like he was pretty effective. What did you see from the short time he was in there when Yates was out?
Yeah, I'm very proud of Landon. He did a great job coming in. He's an extremely, the improvements he made over since last year and this year, he's going to be a great player. He showed great things on Saturday, and I'm just proud of him. He came in, also he communicated very well, like we didn't miss a step.
Did the success the offensive line had this week, was that something that you felt kind of throughout the week, like, okay, this is where it's really going to click?
Yeah, I felt like we had a great game plan going into the week, and I felt like we was very fluid. I felt like the communication and just the film study that we had on him, it prepared us for a good game.
What's the feeling of an offensive line as a whole when you guys are just gashing people? I mean, can you explain, you know, I don't want to say joy, but what's the feeling in the huddle when you're just going?
It's awesome, especially how much work throughout the week you do, and just attention to detail and the little details that you have to do each play to make those plays happen. So just extremely proud of the whole offense and offensive line.
A lot of bulls, a lot of traps in this game plan. I'm working with the tight ends too.
Yeah.
What are the important things? What are the things you have to do to make those successful?
I think, like to say front side, just making sure you get the down block and go to the linebacker, securing the B-gap player and climbing up to the linebacker. And then like the pullers is just using the right technique, because there's different ways. They can either box it or spill it, so there's like different techniques for those for the defense end when you're pulling. And just the linebackers, the tight ends just filling up their linebackers and just hitting them inside out.
So you're identifying those on the fly.
Yeah.
As you go, you've got to see that and pick your target, your technique.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about chemistry and building chemistry and things like that. When you had two guys, like over the last couple of years, in Doug and Zach, that you were just so used to having them with you. Now those guys are gone. Now new guys step up. How was that for like you especially, when you're used to having those guys beside you? Now you've got new guys beside you. How has it been in kind of building that, just like building new guys into a rotation?
Yeah. But just going back to last year, the bowl game, basically offensive line now. So we had to go through all spring, all fall camp. So our chemistry, we played. I've been here with the same guys my whole college career. So it's been a building process. So just because to say Frage and Doug left, our chemistry is just the same, because we grew up together in college, and we know how to work with each other, and just our chemistry is really good in that aspect.
Is it different for you specifically, or do you feel now that like with Zach and Doug gone, it's like, okay, it's more on my shoulders now to be that guy, to be kind of the bell cow for the line, to be the leader for the line, just kind of bringing guys around and getting them in the right direction?
Yeah, but we got an old group. We've had a lot of people that play a lot of snaps on the offensive line, because Quay and Malone played a lot last year. So it wasn't like bringing in new guys first time ever playing. These guys have played some snaps, so the chemistry's already been building up since last year, because they've all got reps last year and they've all played in games.
You faced Iowa State, not last year, but in the past. What makes them so tricky and unique and to block? Because that guy's been there a long time, and usually you catch up to schemes like that, but it seems like he's been able to stay ahead of the curve. What's so unique about Iowa State's defense?
I think Iowa State's defense is just very physical. They're a very physical group. very their defensive line and linebackers are very physical. It's going to be a great game, and I can't wait to play it on Saturday night. But yeah, I would just say they're a very physical group.
But I mean, schematically, I mean, they kind of give you mirages, like their safeties will come up and down, and you know, you think you got a heavy box and you don't. What are some of the things that you have to keep an eye on with that?
I haven't really got to watch film on them yet, so I'm going to start on that this evening. But yeah, so I couldn't. Yeah.
People talk about chemistry like it's some mysterious thing that develops. Yet there have been teams throughout history that have fought with each other and have battled. Explain chemistry. Explain what it does for a team, and especially a group like an offensive line.
I think just the chemistry part. You can always count on the guy beside you to do their job. It don't matter if things are going good or things are going bad. You can always count on the guy to your left or to your right. So I think that's the big part of chemistry, because let's just say me and Tomas, like sometimes we don't even have to communicate. Like when people are switch, like they're doing a twist on the defensive line, sometimes we just feel it with each other, and so there's just knowing each other's play style and stuff like that.
Is it more important when someone screws up the chemistry, or is it more important when you guys do good?
I think when we mess up, I think we grow from it, and it's like both situations. When we do bad, or good, we learn and we grow from the situations.
How's this team feeling with the challenge ahead of you? You guys get 2-0 to start the conference play. Now you're going up against a really good Iowa State team. How much has those two wins, that really good comeback, that really dominant win, juiced you guys up for what you're about to face?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, but I think we're ready for it. We're just going to focus on doing little things, attention to detail stuff, and just worry about doing our jobs. And so it's going to be a great game, and we can't wait for it Saturday night.
I'm sure you're still kind of aware of grades and things like that about you individually, and were before the season. Now that there's a large chunk of games into the year, how would you evaluate yourself individually?
I feel like I still got some improvements to make. I feel like my pass pro hasn't been as consistent as I want to, using my hands and stuff like that. So that's one thing I need to work on a lot.
How have you changed as a player since you first got here? I mean, you've been starting.
I would say just my IQ, like learning the game of football more. Just seeing, like, you can just pick up tendencies, more film study, just learning what the defense is going to do. It just makes the game a lot easier when you get out there on the field.
Film study, a thing that you didn't pay much attention to in high school? What is it that was the biggest thing you had to learn when you got here? Like that?
Biggest thing I had to learn, technique. You got to use technique, because in high school you don't have to use the best technique to win. In college, you got to use good technique, because there's great players in this league. And then film study. You got to pick up the defense's tendencies and just know like what kind of blitzes they bring. So yeah, those are the two biggest things.
So when you watch film, you said tendencies. You get a little specific. What are you really looking at?
You look at the defensive lineman's hands, feet, and then just really just like linebackers, or like what they do when they blitz and stuff like that.
When you guys are running counter and power, a lot of that times it's the center and the guards, right?
Yeah.
All right, is there anything different for you?
No, not really, because like when the center pulls me and the guard double team, it really don't change much for me.
Pull and tee off on
Oh,
somebody?
I love the pull. That's one of my favorite things to do. But Tomas, Yates, and Quay, they're great pullers, so they get the job done pretty well.
You were talking about kind of getting better experience and better film study and looking at tendencies. You were talking about technique too. Was there any part of like technique, just kind of the little things that you had that was tough for you, or that you needed some time to master, and how long did it take?
I say the biggest thing was pass pro on just using my hands, using my length, and just striking and grabbing. Just not placing your hands on them. That's still what I'm working on today, is just really just striking and grabbing. So it's just it's a day-to-day practice. You just try to you focus on the things that you need to work on. So yeah, that's what I've been working on.
So you go from I can just bully them down at Spring Valley to now I've got to do the little things. How jarring was that, and when was kind of that first wake up call of, oh, I probably should study some of this stuff?
Probably my first game. I think my first drive I went in, I gave up a sack, and I got a holding penalty. So that was my wake up call to college football. Yeah. So.
Speaking of holding penalties, do you want to lobby now for the hold that was called against you a few games ago?
They called it a hold, so it was a hold. So.
Diplomatic. Good.
We've got a different answer a week and a half ago.
No, they called it a hold, so there ain't nothing we can change about it.
What does it do for the whole team, everybody, when you wake up on Monday morning and you see that Bryce has scored his first touchdown in the NFL, Geno Smith led a drive down the goal line and they didn't score, but intercepted by Kaiser, Stills with a big game. What does it do for the whole attitude around here when you see guys in the NFL?
This is awesome to see, especially the players coming from here, and like Dante, I played with him my freshman and sophomore year, so and like seeing Frage go out there and play, it's just awesome to see, and I'm proud of all those guys.
Not missing a beat when Livingston came in. Yeah. How about when Nico came in? Could you kind of sense a difference? Because things still obviously operated at pretty high level. Nico's a great player. Yeah, you can't really. When he comes in, it's the same mentality, so there's no difference there. Did you sense a little difference from him maybe than last year on Saturday?
Yeah, his confidence has grew a lot since last year. That's one big thing I can notice. Just his leadership, his confidence has grown a lot.
I'm sure you looked at the stats last week and were aware of the issues that Oklahoma State had defensively. Did you have a feeling or an inkling that you could do what you did on Saturday during the week when you were preparing for it?
Our game plan was run the ball, so our mentality was we wanted to run the ball. So that was our only. That's what we wanted to do, and we accomplished it.
When you were out there on the field, was it the opening drive, or did you get a feeling early?
You can tell. I can say the first drive. I know we kicked a field goal, but we got some good rushes on that drive, so it just built a momentum.
What was your reaction when you saw Nico lower his shoulder and run through that defender like that?
That was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, he's a hard tackle. He's a big guy, so he ain't no easy tackle. But it was awesome to see Nico do that.
How nice is it to know, like, when you have a quarterback change that, like Coach Brown was even saying it after the games, like, we don't have to change how we call the game. We don't have to change the playbook. It's just we're as confident with Nico and as we are with Garrett. How nice is it for you guys on the offense to know that, okay, yeah, you're not freaking out if a quarterback gets hurt. It's like, okay, the next guy come in and we're just as comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's a testament to Nico and Garrett, just really to the preparation, all the hard work they do, all the film study, and just how much they've grown over the past year. And but it really don't matter who's back there. We're just going to focus on doing our job and protecting him and not letting him get hit.
Life as a Mountaineer been what you thought it would be, especially for an in-state kid coming here? What's that been like?
It's awesome. I think I said this before, but I wouldn't. If I had to go back 4 years ago, I would never change it. I love being a Mountaineer. I love playing for the in-state, and I love it.
Did you get like the whole coaching staff visit like Darnell and Doug did?
No, because my senior year it was COVID, so so I didn't get to take an official visit or anything. So.
Your parents come to go to every game?
Every game.
Every game?
Yep. I haven't missed one.
What's that mean? Because I mean, just because of circumstances, not everybody can do that. What's that like that you can? Count on your parents to be?
Yeah, my parents mean the world to me, and it's like a comfort, and like I don't know how else to explain it. It's just when I see them up there, it just means a lot to me, and I just feel better when I see them there.
Just because you're going into obviously a really big home game, and this arguably the biggest home game you've had since the Penn State game at home. Is there any difference as you one of the leaders of the team that, in terms of the conversations of, hey, we did this before but it didn't work out, so we're going to change this, or different mentality, or is that being brought up at all? That hey,
I just think we just got to know this is going to be a physical game because they're a great team, so we got to have that mindset going into this game.
Just describe from a player's perspective what it's like to play a night game, a Saturday night game, national TV. against the 11th ranked team in the country.
Yeah, it's awesome. The environment's completely different. The fans are, I don't know how to explain it. It's crazy, but it's just a big time event. And I think the team is very excited. I think we're prepared for this, so I'm excited to see on Saturday.
Excited to wear those coal black uniforms.
Oh yeah, those are nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know uniforms don't win games, but how much does that give you a little bit of something, knowing that you got new uniform, something new, something different, kind of, and makes it a special event even more special.
Yeah, I'm not much of a big swag guy, so the uniforms, yeah, they're nice, but I just think it just gives a little bit more energy. I would just say more energy going into the game, but we still got to focus on the game. We can't really pay attention too much of the uniforms and stuff like that, so we still got a big game to play.
How about the day, the build-up of the day? Are you a nervous guy during the game, or will you watch a game? How are you?
Say like this 8 o'clock game, I'll go back. I'll go watch some college football. I'll take a noon kickoff, and I'll take a little nap and just. I try not to think too much of the game. I just try to stay calm as possible.
Before or after the Penn State game, Neil said that there was just some anxiety, nerves about that game. Been through it once. This is the next big game. How do you use that, I guess, disappointment against Penn State to protect against that this time?
Since we already had like a big game like Penn State, I think we know what to expect, especially like on the big TV night game going up against a challenging opponent. I just think we know we're more prepared going into this game.
Are you aware this is the third 5-0 team on your schedule this year?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, so.
Two losses to undefeated teams.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I guess you're prepared then, right?
Yep, I'm prepared.